Do you know what a difference it makes waking up on a Monday morning and not having 45 clips of Jason Cundy in that mask sent to every social media platform of mine possible? It really, really starts the week off in a much brighter note. And that is because yesterday we got a performance from Tottenham. We got a performance from this team that has looked abject of any sort of confidence over the last few months. And that is all Tottenham fans have been wanting. Welcome back to a day after the game before, and Tottenham managed to get a draw at Liverpool. Away at Anfield, the place that never does us nicely, never treats us nicely. There's always some sort of freak, weird occurrence there, and we did it. We got a draw. I felt like that geezer from Arsenal Fan TV, when he's applauding after the Man City draw. But in the state of our, team and our situation, that draw feels like a win. It just does sue me. And that draw was made possible by Richarlison. Now, I'm going to come clean. I'm going to be honest. I am someone who's been highly critical of Richarlison, mainly his availability issues over the years. But what can you say? Like, the man plays with heart. The man plays with his heart on his sleeve, and he fights for everything. And that is something that you can't take away from him. Even, the biggest Richarlison hater can never watch Richarlison performance and go, he doesn't care. He's not trying. Do you know what I mean? Like, he does. And the Everton fans have come out and said it. When they were in their relegation fight, he was probably one of the main reasons they stayed up. And in this situation that we're in, he is exactly what we need, and he is showing that. Is he ever going to get us 25 goals a season? Probably not. I'd love him to. But is he going to run his absolute bollocks off every single game for us? Yes. Is he probably going to be one of the biggest parts of this fight that we've got coming up? Yes. And what more can you say? Like, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say, fair play. From here on out, I'll not say a bad word about Richarlison. I probably will at some point. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a lovely thing to say in retrospect, but if we still need like a win on the last day and he misses a penalty in the last minute, I might have some bad words to say. But for the most part, hey, nothing but appreciation for Richarlison. Hopefully going forward, hopefully his performances continue to warrant that, and I'll be happy to oblige. Now, I do want to start on, the only real downside of that performance. Vicario, how are you letting that in? Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm going to expose myself here as a bit of a weirdo, right? But I was watching on the Sky website, and there's a delay. There's always a bit of a delay. See, now you're thinking, that's fine. Just don't check your phone. Unfortunately for me, I always have to. Even if I'm watching on a delay, I'll always check my phone. Does it suck the emotion out of goals for us? Yes, it does. Does it soften the blow or the sucker punch when other teams score? Yes, massively. So when Szoboszlai had his free kick, I was looking on my phone, and on Flash Score it flashes up saying big chance when a goal's happened. So I was watching it, Szoboszlai free kick, 25 yards out, big chance, and I was like, do you know what? Fair play. It's happened to Man City, it's happened to Arsenal. Szoboszlai screaming, off the bar, top corner. What can you do? Tell me why it's gone down the centre of the goal. Do you know what I mean? Tell me why, it was so very central. What can you even say about our keeper situation at the moment? Not many clubs have two keepers who are trying to outdo themselves by being shit. Do you know, I don't want to be harsh, but at the moment, it's not looking good for our goalkeepers. And, that's the real disappointing thing, because before that goal, we were actually sort of playing decent. We made a couple of sort of chances, half chances, and you go, could we do something here? And then that goes in. Do you know what I mean? Now, give him his credit, he did make some big saves after, so fair play. But unfortunately, that is, the crux of Vicario, or what it all boils down to. He does some things he shouldn't be able to do. He saves some goals he shouldn't be able to. But then he lets in goals he absolutely should be able to. But I'm not going to dwell on Vicario too much. There's no point, beating a dead horse when it comes to a performance like that. It happened. It is what it is. We know where we stand with Vicario. We move on. Isn't it nice just to have a little bit of hope? Do you know what I mean? And it's delusional hope, really, because Forest could very well turn up at the weekend and turn us over. But just that little bit of hope that reels the fans back in just one more time. Because after that game, you're looking at Forest and you're going, okay, if we can get that win at home, like we should be all right. Do you know what I mean? Obviously not in reality, because we probably still need 2 or 3 wins to make absolute sure. But you start looking and you go, if we can just replicate that, do you know what I mean? We don't need to play like prime Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? We don't need playing people off the park. We just need hard-fought wins. We need hard-fought draws. And that is something that has been lacking so much over the last few weeks. But just that performance yesterday just gives you hope again. Do you know what I mean? You start looking and go, all right, we can do that against Forest. And yesterday was massive just for the sense of bringing the fans and players back together a little bit. The disconnect between the two has been massive this season, especially in the last few months. Deservedly so. The fans deserve better. But at the same time, the players think, bollocks to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's understandable on both sides. But yesterday was massive. Them away fans did not stop singing for them players. And the players rewarded that. The players, gave a performance worth getting behind. And that's why when, the mainstream media have called out Spurs fans, for the bad home atmosphere, I'm like, if the players give us something to get behind, we're the ones paying to be here. Do you know what I mean? If the players can give us something, the fans want that place rocking. Do you know what I mean? The fans want a sore throat in the morning because they've been singing so much. But so often, they haven't got the performance that warrants it. But yesterday was just what we need at possibly a vital time for us. And all it took was a little bit of effort, a little bit of fight. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham fans know that if they were the ones wearing the shirts, they'd be dying for every ball. Probably for about 5 minutes until they collapse on the floor. But do you know what I mean? Like, we just want to see players who give a shit about this team as much as we do. That won't be possible, but pretend for us. Give it a go. Now, on to Tudor. I've seen a lot of people saying that he should still be sacked after that game, and I've got to say, had we lost, I would have been firmly on that train. But after that performance, I don't think you can. Like, I don't think you can give him 5 games. He finally seems to get a tune out of them, and then we just rip it all up again. Do you know what I mean? And start over. That performance, that system, that effort is replicable. When we beat Crystal Palace just after Christmas, in my TikTok video, I said, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the win, but I don't see much that we can take into the next game. I don't see anything that's sort of really replicable there. But yesterday's performance is mainly because it just showed fight. Did the formation make sense? Not massively. Like, we were playing a left-footed left-back in Sousa right wing and a right-footed right-back left-back. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there was question marks still to be asked, but unfortunately, like, the performance just outweighs all of them questions for me. Just quickly on Sousa, like, I don't think he was amazing, but again, running for every ball. He had that chance, he had that shot against Alisson from like 35 yards out that he needed to save. And that's what you want to see. We don't take long shots enough. That's probably for a good reason. But and you go, just pepper keepers. Do you know what I mean? Just give them something to worry about. Don't let them be comfortable. Just give them something to think about every sort of 5-10 minutes. So for Sousa, a 19-year-old who's just come into the club to be giving it a go at Anfield like that, you got to say fair play. But yeah, on Tudor, if we lose the Forest game, then yeah, we probably make a change. But after a performance like that, at a ground like that, I really don't see how you can. I don't really think it's reactionary, but Tottenham are looking for any slither of good or hope at the moment. And yes, they gave us that. You just got to let him go. He needs to work out who Arne Slot is, though. That bit was a bit rash. One thing that was also very nice about yesterday is we gave the youth a chance. Olasisi, Rousel coming on. Olasisi obviously got more minutes, but didn't look out of place. And that's what's made it quite frustrating this season. While our injuries have been bad as they are, why is William Barnett not being given a chance? Why is Janai Byfield not being given a chance? You've got Arsenal chasing the lead, chasing a game on Saturday with 30 minutes left. They bring a 16-year-old on and he changes the game, unfortunately. As painful as that was to watch. If they can do it when they're fighting for, the biggest honour in the game, then we can definitely do it when we're trying to save ourselves from relegation. And these academy kids, similar to Richarlison, they play with their heart in their sleeve. They know they're playing for their future and their contracts. They haven't got a 6-year deal on, 150 grand a week. They don't. They know they've got to put in the performance, and also they're from the academy, so they also want to keep us up. They, not to do the cliche, but they get it. Do you know what I mean? They get what playing for this club means. It's a big moment for them. So I just wish we can trust, our youth a little bit more. If we're safe in like a couple of weeks, I'd love to see William. Well, even if we're not safe, I'd love to see Williams Barnett get some more minutes, because we know what he can do. He's been doing it all season, and he deserves that chance. Our integration of the youth over the last few years has been absolutely woeful. But this is, when you've got 13 players out injured, this is the time to be trusting them. You can't wave a magic wand and get players in, because we know how that transfer window went down. So trust some of them a bit more. Do you know what I mean? I've had to record this video twice, because the first time got through it all with editing it and the sound was horrendous. So I think I've covered, all of my main points. But I mean, the overriding sort of feeling from that game is just one of hope. And that is all fans have been asking for. Just give us something to get behind. And they did. Do you know what I mean? Now, going into the Forest game, that place is going to have a little bit of, atmosphere to it, a little bit of feeling. You've heard the difference that Everton fans made when they were in their relegation scrap. Andrew Townsend came out and said it, that they were shit, the players, but the fans carried them through. And while I've seen people, still asking for change for Spurs, to be putting on protests about the ownership and all of that, it just can't happen at the moment. These players, while we don't think they deserve it for the most part, they need us to be there. So the fans need to play their part. And now, fans are back on side, do you know what I mean? It's not rocket science for fans, do you know what I mean? Give them something to get behind, and they will. Do you know what I mean? Really is that simple when it comes down to it. But yeah, it was a good performance yesterday. Good performance from, Danso, Sarr, Richarlison, obviously. And going into Forest, you now give us a little bit of a chance. Do you know what I mean? And that's all we want. All football fans want is a little bit of hope to keep going back next week. Does it ever really turn out well for us? No. But just give us that little bit of hope to keep clinging on to. So let me know your thoughts. Man of the match, anything I miss. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me over on TikTok. It's Sip Spurs on there. I give more of an immediate reaction, but I like this new series. It gives everything a day to settle down. And can you believe it? I was actually excited to make this video last night. I was like, yeah, I get to do that tomorrow. So let me know your comments. I'll see you after the Atletico game. Just a quick one on the Atletico game. The tie's done, right? But I'm a football romanticist, kill me. Because I'm thinking, oh, Slanky gets an early goal. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. But, that early goal in the first 15 minutes, could we? Nah, probably not. I'll see you after the Atletico game.